All right, howdy folks. Welcome to the Big Event's 12th annual Fundraiser and Silent Auction. My name is Brandon Tomlin, and I'm currently serving as an internal outreach executive for the Big Event this year. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I've been for this week, coming from the fall of last year. And my team and I have really been planning a lot for this week-long fundraiser event since last semester. Seeing it all come to fruition has been very special for me, along with the rest of the Big Event team. And as some of you may know, this isn't the typical look for gala. And we've, in the past, had gala at the A&M Hotel and Conference Center. And obviously, with COVID-19 and everything this year, we've been given the opportunity to be adaptable and flexible. And I'm grateful for that. And so we're making the most of our current opportunity. But really, guys, I just wanted to give a quick shout out and say thank you to all of our businesses and friends and family members that have donated items to the silent auction. And we really appreciate it. And anybody else who has given to our endowment or participated in the silent auction itself, thank you. Seriously, it's because of people like you that we can even do this in the first place. And for me personally, my exposure to the Big Event, it came back in high school, back in North Dallas. And my oldest sister, Brittany, she actually served as an executive for the Big Event 2017 during her time at Texas A&M. And we're very similar-minded, have a lot of the same passions and loves. And when I heard about her experience from the Big Event, it motivated me to pursue involvement with the Big Event during my time here and the Bryan College Station community and the special people that live here. And I'm so glad I did. I really found an outlet to pursue my passions and to meet some amazing people and really expand my Aggie family because of the people I'm surrounded by, and that's a cause that I'm truly passionate about. And with that, it's my honor and pleasure to introduce you to our first resident speaker of the night. His name is Mr. Matt Poling, Aggie class of 90, where you may have read his short bio on the landing page on the silent auction, and he has a quite notable story about how he's seen the Big Event make a true impact in the community. So here we go, Mr. Poling.
Howdy, Matt Poling, class of 90. I go way back with the Big Event now. I participated several years as a student and a cadet, and always enjoyed the opportunity to serve the community. We've had the opportunity to have students here several times over the 15 years we've lived in this community. Probably our biggest project has been what you see behind me here, the Blom House. Scott Blom was did campus ministry here, was killed in an airplane crash in Alaska, and so we dedicated this house to him. And this is a property used by several campus ministries with outreach to the Corps of Cadets, the international students, and A&M student athletes. And we had some rotten wood in some areas we had to replace, and it just needed a good, healthy paint job. And so we had about 10 students out here, painted this thing top to bottom. Boy, I think it looks great, and that was done about 2 years ago. It's still in great condition, and we appreciate the work that they've done and all of the service that the Aggies provide to our community. So yeah, we're big supporters of Big Event. We've seen it from both sides, and it's a wonderful tradition. We'd like to see it continue for many years to come. It's certainly been a strange year with the COVID-19, but what a great opportunity for students to get out of their silos, get away from their screens, to get out and fellowship with other Aggies, doing a good deed for the community. Gig 'em.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Poling, for those incredible words and sharing us about your time at Texas A&M, how you've seen the community come together, both before and even after during COVID-19. And it means a lot to us, to students, to hear that we've been able to make an impact in such a variety of ways. And so, secondly, I would like to introduce our second resident speaker of the night. So my freshman year, actually, I had the awesome opportunity to go on a job check for this amazing couple and this family, and talking to them and hearing about their story and their family history and their home history. I knew they'd be a wonderful group to get to have speak tonight. And so, with that, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Ken and Mrs. Janice Matthews.
We're Ken and Janice Matthews. We've lived in College Station, Bryan area for 45 to 50 years. I'm a local pediatrician, and the university and its students are very important to us as a community. Um, but I think what I love about the big event is the students get to see the community other than the campus. And I think this community, most of the members of the community are here because they chose to be here and they want to be around a college town. I grew up on a college campus and I lived on one for 22 years before I went off to professional school. So it's really important for me to be interactive with the students. I think Big Event gives us that opportunity. We've had
the Big Event students come for almost 17 years that I can remember. It may be a little more. And they have every year just been phenomenal. We had us cut bamboo around our house. We live in a 90-year-old home. They have helped put mulch out. They helped me one year clean out my attic. They've helped me wash windows and clean gutters. So it's been every year. It's been something different. Every single one of them. One year we had all girls. Next year we had all boys. So it's always been so fun.
The picket fencing.
Yes, they have. They've helped us with the picket fence. So every year it's been something different and but amazing. And every one of them, I've never had anybody that didn't just walk away going, wow, we had so much fun. So it never was work.
This house that we've lived in for 22 years was built by Dr. Fred Bryson, a professor at Texas A&M Department of Horticulture. He was very active in the community, in the church, a member of the city council, just active with student organizations. And towards the end of his career, he wrote a book about his life called Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. To us, it's a very special place. And we've picked up some of his mission of being active in the community. We feel that this sort of helps to see what the big event's about, and that students and community get to interact together. And there's a benefit to that.
Well, one thing about it is Bryson Park is right across the street from us, and it was named after Dr. Bryson. The one thing that I have noticed, and the one thing I love, is the fact that students use this park. And in the last year with COVID and things being shut down, students are using it even more. They want to be a part of the community. I really believe they want to be a part of the community and they want to help. And anytime I visit or talk to them about the park or I give them a history, they get so excited. And because they love learning. And I always think it's about going back to grandma's house, going back to great grandma's house, and they get to see a part of history and they get to actually hear the history. The students that participate in Big Event, they want to help the community. They want to get out, they want to meet, they ask conversation, and they want to know, everything about you. And I think as we want to know about them, my biggest thing is, what's your major? When do you graduate? What are you going to do when you graduate? And so I think that's really important. But they also want to know about us.
Right.
It's very sincere. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matthews family, for everything you've done and are doing in and around our community. Your family history and your home truly means a lot to myself as a student here at A&M, and I really believe that embodies the mission of the big event. And so, lastly, I would love to introduce you guys to my good friend and the finance director of the big event, Jake Koppelman. This is Jake's 5th year serving with the big event as a student, and he's truly a maroon-blooded Aggie. Seeing his Aggie spirit, selflessness, and deep-rooted respect for the Aggie traditions is so encouraging for me.
Well, thank you, Brandon. And howdy, everybody. My name is Jake Koppelman, and I have the distinct pleasure and honor of being this year's finance director for the Big Event 2021. I want to thank every one of you tonight for tuning in and for graciously giving up a small piece of your evening to hear words from a couple of fantastic residents of the Bryan-College Station community and myself. I'd also like to thank you for your generous support of the big event at Texas A&M, whether this is your first time attending our silent auction and fundraiser, or you have been a gracious donor in any capacity for many years now. The big event cannot and would not happen if it were not for the support of people who share the same values and wisdom of our great organization and this great university. I began my big event journey as a staff assistant back in 2016, and I almost instantly fell in love with the mission of the big event. Fast forward to 2021, and I'm just as enthralled with selfless service as I was when I was a freshman. My family has a saying that we try to carry out in every facet of our lives, and that saying is love, speak, serve, repeat. And I love the big event because the big event allows me the opportunity to live out each and every one of those parts within a single organization, whether that be to our members, the residents of this great community, or the friends, family, and supporters of what we do. I've seen friendships formed, leaders emerge, and lives changed throughout my time in the big event. Giving to the big event in any capacity is not only furthering the mission of establishing community unity, but it's investing in the lives of young adults who are destined to be leaders, not only during their time here at A&M, but into their professional careers, no matter what field that they enter into. Students at Texas A&M University, and particularly students involved in the big event, are not ones to run from challenges. In fact, they're the ones embracing them. The big event has been put into a unique situation this year due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We've been forced to make changes to our daily operations to adapt to ever-changing protocols and procedures, working since May to make the day of happen after last year's cancellation. We've begun to challenge the status quo of how we do things, taking this odd year and using it to our advantage. We are, after all, Aggies, and we are resilient. Not only do we have to make necessary changes to the operations and how we do things to follow CDC guidelines and regulations, we're also taking advantage of the uncertainty of the future and re-engineering parts of our organization to run more efficiently in the future. As Finance Director, I want to thank you for your contribution to this organization. It is me and Kristen's ultimate goal to be good stewards of the finances that have been entrusted to us. Donations and financial support throughout this week and into tomorrow will directly fund things such as a barcode system that will dramatically reduce the number of tools that we lose on the day of, therefore decreasing the amount of tools we need to buy in the future, in fact saving us money. The big event overall operations is also going to benefit from y'all's kind donations, letting us serve behind the scenes so that the student volunteers can go out and serve the community safely and effectively. Most importantly, it will help us spread positivity and a sense of community and togetherness in a year that's been full of isolation, chaos, and uncertainty. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for your consideration and for entrusting us with your financial donations. The big event would not be what it is today without people like you. We hope that you have enjoyed the words from our residents tonight and from myself, and that we'll see you back here tomorrow night for our keynote speakers and presenters. And with that, I'll hand it back to Brandon to wrap up tonight's presentation. Gig 'em.
Well, thank you, Jake, so much for your motivating words. Seeing the love you have for Texas A&M in our community is really unlike any other. And so with that, guys, I hope you all enjoyed our first live stream session of the weekend. If you're viewing this, I encourage you to just consider giving back to the Bryan College Station community through the big event. This community really has done so much for every student at A&M. And whether that's you participating in the auction and bidding on some really cool items, or giving to our endowment and that long-term sustainability of the big event, we appreciate anything more than you realize. And so I hope you gained something from these resident speakers tonight. I know I did, and I really appreciate their involvement and their role in our community. And so in case some of the videos were a little bit glitchy or stuttered or anything, we've recorded this whole entire live stream, and we'll be posting it on the website for your viewing, so don't worry about that. And as well, we look forward to seeing you again here tonight at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow evening to hear from both incredible current students and former students. And so you have until 9 p.m. tomorrow night to bid in some more items for the silent auction. Really encourage you to. There's some awesome items on there. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks, and gig 'em.